We may not be able to reach all the nooks and corners of the society through regular teaching because of many difficulties. And of course, today, all of us are facing the pandemic, the corona.
So it has become now very difficult to meet the students face to face. So online teaching has become a boon to us because we can reach many corners. Actually, what Narendra Modi ji has said is with respect to even the other days. But uh, at present this becomes more meaningful, more reasonable, because pandemic has created distance between individuals and also between the teacher and the students. So online education is the need of the hour. And Donna Abernathy says online learning is not the next big thing, but it is the now big thing. I think all of us have felt it. It's not the next big thing, it is the present big thing. Okay. So these are what a few famous people have said about online education. And Einstein says, learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Learn from yesterday. So we have learned yesterday that we cannot meet everybody. I mean, we cannot meet all of our students face to face because of many things. It may be the distance factor. Now, for example, we have the participants from all over the country. If I want to meet everybody under one roof, it is not possible because of time, the cost, etc. So through internet, I can meet everybody. Okay. So this is what we have learned from internet yesterday. And today we are saying because of pandemic, I'm not able to meet a student even if he or she says next to my door. Because of the pandemic, either the teacher might have become positive or the student might have become positive. And of course, actually it has shown in Karnataka, because the village students do not have the technical facilities, the government thought of a program through which the teachers will go and conduct the classes in the streets. And the project was called Vidyagama. And the result is many teachers have died, and some teachers have died, and many teachers have got infected. They have become corona positive because of this Vidyagama project. So the government had to stop the program. So we learn from today that online education is becoming the best because it's the practical experience of everybody. Okay, so let's hope for a tomorrow where uh, I know Vidyagama was thought of because some students in the village, they did not have smartphones, they did not have computers. Therefore, the government thought of sending the teachers to the respective places of the students. But now, because we have thought, we have learned from today, let us hope for a tomorrow where all we can reach all students in all the nooks and corners through online education. So let us see that we will somehow send the computers to those remote corners. Of course, in the last session itself, I have told you there are various philanthropists who are ready to donate systems, and especially these software sector people, they keep buying updated ones. So the lower versions computers are always available, and we can send it to the students who do not have accessibility. Therefore, we'll hope for it tomorrow where we will have the access to all the students. Now, education is nothing but gaining knowledge and skills which may use the past information the present and also with future information transferred from one person to another through teaching, research, and training. I'm telling about this. There was no need for me to talk about education, but why I took this definition is because this is done through online mode. All the components of this definition are being taken care of in online education. So let us learn what is online learning, advantages, challenges. Of course, I'll be taking in the next session. So, what is online teaching? Online teaching is a type of education in which taking taking the courses without attending the brick and mortar school or university. That is, we'll be in our respective places and we'll be learning. So, online student and teacher interaction over internet, it is two-way communication and we can learn, we can get knowledge. I think that is being done in today's class also. The term online learning, as it's sometimes called distance learning, please remember it's not distance education, includes a number of computer assisted instruction methods. I think already we have learned in the under tools and techniques in the previous session that it can be through video conferencing, it can be through online teaching, it can be through recorded videotapes, audio tapes, etc. And online teaching and learning is faculty delivered instruction via the internet, what we are doing now. Online instruction includes real time, that is synchronous, and any time the asynchronous interactions. And friends, I think in the last session, we had a little detailed discussion about synchronous and asynchronous. Two parallel processes take place in an online environment. Students become more active, reflective learners. Of course, that is also with the facilitation of the teacher. The students and the teacher engage in learning through the use of technology and become more familiar with technology by using it. I think all of us agree with this statement. And actually, to tell you frankly, myself, I wasn't that much for online education. But this pandemic has forced me to get acquainted with online teaching, etc. And now, of course, I have started learning online teaching because I can reach all the students. And so it has made the teacher also to learn, to use, and find for better methods. I'm trying to become more perfect. And in the same way, I think students, many students, might not have thought of using it because they hadn't felt the necessity. But today, many students are using it because they have to learn, and now they have to send the assignments through through online mode only. Therefore, they are learning how to send, how to make it compact, or what are the other means of sending heavy files, etc. So, this has made us techno savvy. According to Feinberg, the best way to maintain the connection between online education and the values of traditional education is through ensuring that online learning is delivered by teachers fully qualified and interested in teaching online in a web based environment. Of course, we'll have to have the connection. Maybe sometimes because of the bandwidth, a problem of the poor bandwidth, some participants may unmute their video. I know one problem here is the student may get connected, unmute it, and may not concentrate. But there are ways of controlling it. That is, somehow let us try to have good network so that all students will be visible online,
And even through online, we can have question answer sessions, recapitulation sessions, etc. Now, sorry, similarities and differences. So, the physical classroom, the similarity is the course content, but as we already thought of in online class, there is no physical class. Of course, in classroom, objectives have to be met, and here we use email and blended learning. So, instructor role is very important. We can have question answer sessions. We can provide various resources, remind about the dates, grade school work. Like suppose I have a WhatsApp group. I can, of course, now what we are doing is that suppose I have work today. If I can't take the class today, then in the WhatsApp group, I can reach all the students in one click. I say, sorry, I'm not able to take the class because of some other academic work. So tomorrow I'll be taking it, or I'll be preponing it. So all that can be done. And we can have the feedback. We can engage the students. Now,
Why online learning?
is required. I know. I think all of you can see only one is a little light colored. Okay, it enhances the students' technological skills. Already have told you. The students start downloading. The students learn how to join a Google Meet or uh, any other means. So we will join through those meets. It may be so like this. There are various modes of joining. The students learn how to do it. The student learns how to answer a question in Google form, how to send the assignments. So it enhances the students' technological skills.
Spelling mistake here. It is not broadcast, I think. It is podcast enhance shy students speaking skills. That is, podcasts are the audio files, a series of audio files. So the student can send those if he is feeling shy. When we have face to face, of course, he will have to be in front of the audience and speak, but he can record it and send it through online mode. But of course, I always feel this has to be done only in the beginning. But later, the student should be encouraged to speak in the group. Then it enables the students communicate. Sorry. So which they couldn't do all these days. So that is maybe through podcasts, or they can send it online. So which these means they couldn't use till now, and they can use it. So then fora are anonymous, and the students are able to express their opinions and ideas. It improves the student independence of the students. It opens a new range of possibilities. It is encouraging the students as it involves both the audio and the video. It motivates the students. And one more thing, whenever the presentation is through video and audio, the studies have shown that the retention period is long. So the retention period would be better when we use video, audio, interaction, etc. And actually, when we have only the chalk and talk method, there may be times when the student may go, mentally out of the classroom. Whereas here, we can have the students, we can uh, prolong the span of attention because it's video audio, so there is stimulus variation. It is appealing to students of different learning styles. Okay, then it actually involves the active participation of the students. It is interactive. So this is very important. We can have the interaction of the student, though they are separated by distance. Of course, in the classroom, we could have had the interaction among the students. But in online mode, we can have the interaction of the students even if they are having the physical distance, like the students from different taluks, the students from the different states, the students from the different nations can be there in one meet, and we can have the interaction which couldn't have been possible in the regular classroom. Now, the growth in online education, it was 0% in 1995, increased to 7% in 2002, 30% to 2012, 53% to 2014-15. I don't have the statistics of the later years, but we can definitely say now I think it has increased to over 80%, and pandemic might have brought it nearly 90%, but the studies have to confirm. And the different types, the synchronous, the teacher and the students have done direct simultaneous contact, which we are doing it. Asynchronous, the instructor and the learner need not meet at the same time. That is, when I record my audio and send it, so whenever the student is free, he or she will open. But ours is an example of synchronous. And some schools, what they're doing, they will record the audio tape. Some schools will record both audio and video.
Madam, WhatsApp.
Why? Any problem there? Okay. So,
They use WhatsApp, madam.
hello? Yes? Yes, Yashoda.
Madam, for asynchronous, WhatsApp, madam, for asynchronous example, WhatsApp videos, no, madam.
Okay. Yes,
Example.
WhatsApp videos will also do.
Ah,
That's
yes,
why
yes. I just I just added, madam.
no, what I said, it will be recorded and sent. It may be sent to the
Yes,
WhatsApp, it may be sent to Facebook, or it
yes,
may
yes,
be
madam.
sent to the email. Okay.
Yes, 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 madam. Yes, madam.
So I mean, at that, in synchronous, both the teacher and the students are interacting and they are present at the same time, like what we are doing now. Asynchronous is like some things are recorded and sent to either WhatsApp or to the mail or to Facebook or to a website, etc. Okay. Okay, Shada, good. So
Yes,
anyway,
madam.
this is the first session, so you may not be sleeping. Whereas in the afternoon,
No,
when you
no, madam. Very interesting, madam. You teach well, madam.
thank you, thank you.
Uh, though
Okay.
it is a third session, like
Huh.
we feel like having to listen to your words. Very nice presentation.
Thank you, thank you. Okay. Uh, now, sorry, I think, okay. Synchronous learning. Within synchronous learning, learning and teaching, little overlapping. I think we discussed about it in the previous session also. So it, it takes place. It
Madam,
takes
low
place.
voice is low.
Voice is low. Okay.
Yeah.
It takes place in the real time. Are you able to hear it now, Umar?
Ah, yes,
Yes,
madam.
sir. Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Okay. So it takes place in the real time, that is simultaneously, while the trainer and the learners are physically separated from the each other. Examples include listening to a live radio broadcast, watching the live television broadcast, audio video conferencing. It may be internet telephony. Maybe we can even say, like some of our teachers were saying, when the students whenever the students miss or whenever they fail to get the internet, the teachers resort to teleconferencing. Sorry, the teachers resort to teleconferencing. They continue the class
through teleconferencing, whenever the students whenever the students complain that they don't have communication facilities when the net goes off air, so they use teleconferencing. So that is also synchronous because the student and the teacher are uh, there at the same time. So it is the stored or the then internet telephony is nothing but maybe conference call, con call what we say if we have less students. Online lectures, two-way live satellite broadcast. All these are synchronous. Asynchronous characteristics for asynchronous learning is the fact that the trainer prepares the courseware material before the course takes place. The learner is free to decide when he or she wants to study the coursework. Can you give the one example which we all are using now?
So, madam, Open University course material.
Okay, Open University course material. One more, which even the regular we are doing it now.
SOM also refresher course.
Swayam, very good. Swayam, the MOOC, etc. So
Yes,
there
yes,
also
madam.
what we do, we have the ready courseware, and the students will get access to it whenever they get time. So this is asynchronous. So self-paced courses taken via internet or CD-ROM. We say self-paced because the student can learn at his own speed. Because the students vary in their learning speeds. Videotaped classes, then saved video, audio, web presentations or seminars, recorded audio tapes, question and answers mentoring, reading email messages. I think you agree that reading email messages is also a type of learning. Okay. In what ways online education is helpful? Online education has been receiving an overwhelming response from across the world as it tends to eliminate such factors where the ease and comfort exist. So we can learn with ease and content. Now, like if you had to come to HRDC Mysore, it would have been difficult for you to leave your respective places. Accommodation problem, food problem, many things. And maybe that we'll be cautious when we are in a group, so we may not sit comfortably. But now, in your respective places, you are comfortable, you can learn with ease. Most importantly, what really has convinced the people to go for this is there is no hassle in pursuing education online, and moreover, the cost of online education is way too low than that of a traditional education. And similar to this, it also cut down the transportation cost for those who don't come from well privileged family. It's not only for well privileged family, I think, now for everybody, especially in this time of pandemic. So now what we can see is the proportion of the content delivered online. It is sorry. I don't agree with the first one. I didn't see that. It's not 0%. We can say there is also the transaction takes place, but we cannot say it to 0%. Actually, there it varies from person to person. So it starts from 0%, that's all. If somebody is not listening to the class, it's 1 to 29% if it is web facilitated, that is, the courses that use web based technology to facilitate what is essentially a face to face course, may use a course management system or web pages to post the syllabus and assignments. This is according to a study. 30 to 79% if it is blended, that is the course that blends online and face to face delivery. Substantial portion of the content is delivered online, typically uses the online discussions, and typically has a reduced number of face to face meetings. Of course, this is the best because we are using both the methods. 80 plus if online education is followed, a course where most or all of our content is delivered online typically have no face to face meeting. Of course, this is according to a study conducted by somebody, but I feel this is the reverse, like it's 80 plus in blended and 30 to 79% if it is online. But this has to be confirmed. I cannot give judgmental statement here because I have not conducted a study, but I feel this is my opinion. I don't know what you people say. We can have the discussion at the end whether blended is going to blended would have a better proportion of the delivery than online. According to me, if it is blended, it's more. If it is only online, it's less. I think we can have the discussion at the end. What do you say?
Madam.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes,
madam.
We
madam.
Yes,
can
madam.
have discussion.
Okay,
Because
madam.
Yes, madam.
okay, okay. Now, components of an online course: communication, content delivery, collaboration, assessment. Communication, so the spectrum of communication: basic and traditional, advanced and integrated. So it goes from phone, this is in online communication, phone, better sophisticated email, announcements, discussions, blogs, wikis, web conferencing. Phone, of course, I told you, we can have conference calls. Email, of course, in conference call, only the only the audio transaction is there. Little better email, where both audio and video can be sent. Announcements, again through the online mode. We can have the discussion in face to face video conferencing. Then we can have our own blogs, like each one will express. Now if Vijay Patrole feels something, he can say his opinion, then he can justify it through some research findings, etc. Then Yashoda will also have her own blog where she will supplement it with some other information, right? So this will little better than just the discussions. Then we have wikis. Web conferencing is still better because we can have more discussion and we can refer to those blogs, vlogs, whatever we have done it. Then what are the differences between online teaching and face to face classroom teaching? Okay, then what are the differences between online teaching and online course design?
Face to face means traditional teaching, madam.
Please repeat.
Face to face teaching means traditional teaching, man.
Yes, traditional teaching, classroom
Okay.
teaching, regular
Okay.
classroom teaching.
Okay.
I think after a few days, friends, traditional online teaching will also become traditional teaching because now if we look at NEP 2020, the government focus is more on online teaching, and recently MHRD has announced so many programs. So online programs are more than the regular programs, especially with respect to higher education. So let us see, one day may come there, one day come when we start referring online itself as traditional teaching. Okay, so how is online
Yes,
teaching
ma'am.
huh? Yashoda, you said
Madam?
something?
No, madam.
No. Okay, how is online teaching different? Absence of a physical meeting space, time spent on planning and create time is spent on planning and creating online content. I think all of us, you people are also teachers. You might have experienced regular classroom teaching is easier in a way compared to online teaching for those who don't have communication problem, because I used to go to the class with only few points and I used to write it on board and explain. But when it comes to online teaching, I'll have to prepare the PPT. Okay. So, and one more thing, sorry to say this, the teachers can even prolong by having some discussions in regular classroom teaching, but this cannot be done in online class, because I cannot invite everybody to talk here as much as can be done in the regular classroom. And
Yes,
one
madam.
more
Hundred
thing,
percent.
100%. And one more thing, the evidences are there in classroom. Like, I remember small children saying in my house, my nephews and nieces, even if they are in third standard or fourth standard, they come and say, teacher spends time in scolding the students. Okay, so the children are very smart nowadays. They say, uh, our teacher spends lot of time in scolding us, but there is no proof there. We just scold our words saying that keep quiet, the teacher doesn't do it. But in online teaching, this is not possible, because there are evidences. For example, if I prolong over a silly matter, then you people may tell somebody else tomorrow that madam was talking on a simple thing for a long time, because the audio and the video records are there. But that cannot be done. So I feel, in order to avoid that, the teacher will be careful to have a better presentation. Okay, so we are spending more time on planning and creating. Like, there are certain topics on which lots of contents are available, but I'll try to take only the important ones. I'll try to see that there is no overlapping, no repetition, etc. In the same way, if it is very less, then I try to search more and more to have some more slides. So, in order to plan and to create online content, I think we are spending more time, and we are also using our wisdom more, whereas this wasn't that much required in regular classroom teaching. For example, if somebody asks me, do you prefer regular classroom teaching or online classroom teaching? Definitely, friends, let me be frank, I say it is regular classroom, because it's easy for me to go there, because there is no proof, or not that I am such a person, but I am telling that we can do that. So there is lot of time spent on planning and creating online content.
Homework,
Coming,
much homework, madam.
much homework. But
Much
one thing
homework,
I am happy,
madam.
that whatever homework you do will not go a waste, because that can be preserved and used, and it's very easy to update it also, right?
Yes.
It is easy to update. Like, I can add some more slides. I was telling you that I don't have any proof to say that blended is better than just online. So what I do, maybe after this session I may conduct a small study, so I'll have the research findings. Then what I do, I just add those slides to the previous slide to prove my opinion, or my opinion has become a fact. So updating is also easy. So that we have to appreciate. I mean, whatever the time, energy, the labor we have put on preparation will not go a waste. It stays for days together, or it stays till the end. Okay. And of course, I can share it with my students also. So tomorrow, after my retirement, also my students, my scholars can use it. Then Uh, Communication via mediated online channels. Of course, today ours is whatever we are doing is simple. That but that can be made more sophisticated because many other online channels are possible. Delayed feedback to the students, emphasis on visual design of the content. So here it's online, therefore we'll have to have more of visual designs than oral because of two reasons. One is more than the oral, the visual is appealing, and whenever it is visual, the retention period is long. Therefore, in online teaching, the emphasis is on visual design of the content. Flexible schedules, okay. We can postpone my class, I can prepone my class, or I can cut my presentation into two and take it at intervals. So there is flexibility. Then time online instead of the classroom. So time is given more importance here. Then class participation replaces the attendance. Office hours change to online web conferences, right? Now, the design of the online education experience. There is context and the faculty, and there is the content and the students. Why context and faculty? Now we have got HRDC program, the teacher is there. Content, the students is with respect to the students. Now we have the contest and the faculty and the content and the student. Sorry, I think it is the same thing written in a different way. So the roles of teacher and the learners. The teacher designs the course, the teaching is in the course, that is modeling, coaching, scaffolding is, I can send you a tape in which I would have scaffolded unit wise, topic wise, etc. Then there are feedback forms, assessing the students' progress through Google Forms, then contributing to the conversation through some other media. So these are the tasks of the teacher. Okay, these are the tasks of the teacher. Uh, Whereas in the regular classroom, I think scaffolding was not done, feedback forms were not distributed, and for assessing the students, of course, we had the periodical tests. Okay, so this is some special features or the special tasks of the teacher due in online teaching. Then the roles of students, engaging in assignments and activities. Of course, even in the regular classroom, the students do it, but here they'll be sending in the online form. Then collaborating with the peers, of course, it was there in the regular teaching also. Asking questions of peers, asking the questions to peers and to the instructor. Reflecting is getting back about their experiences. Of course, it is there in the regular classroom, but this is not possible. I mean, it is not possible to have all the students' reflections at the same time. Whereas in online course, it can be done, friends, because after the class, I ask you to send your reflections to me so that I can go through the reflections of all the teachers whenever the time permits. So, and the student has to share his or her experiences. So, benefits of online education over regular education. Online education, it is easy, again, it is relative. Sitting at home can gain the knowledge. That's why I said easy, uh, it is a relative term. Maybe if the students are very nearby, then for them, online education may be difficult, regular education may be easy. Okay. then it is less expensive. Regular is bit costlier. Of course, again, it's a relative situation. Most of the time, online education is less expensive. But for example, if all the students are there in a particular locality, then it becomes the reverse. But in the general situation, usually online education is less expensive compared to the regular education. Then missed classes can be gained on some other time in online education, whereas missed classes are difficult or not possible to get those back because the teacher may not repeat. Even if she repeats, I'll tell you, she may lose something or add anything else, but it may not be the just what she had done before. Then no timing, no fixed timings it is, no fixed timings, but in regular classroom it is done at fixed, on a fixed schedule. Can get more explanation in online, less explanation, again it's relative. I feel sometimes it may become reverse, very rarely. So in the general situation, we can have more explanation in the online mode. Advantages of learning online. Online learning offers a variety of educational opportunities. It is a students centered learning. The variety of online tools draw on individual learning styles and help students to become more versatile learners. I think all of us agree with this because there are various modes. Then there can be collaborative learning in online learning. Online group work also allows the students to become more active participants in the learning process. Then contributing input requires that students comprehend what is being discussed, organize their thinking coherently, and express that thinking with the faculty through constructed language. Experiential learning through multimedia presentations is possible in online learning. Then new technologies can be used to engage and motivate the students. This is not at all possible, or this is very difficult in the classroom. Like I cannot show the slides. All the classrooms may not have elevated classrooms, so all will be sitting at the same level, so last benches cannot see, then there will be chaos and confusions, whereas that can be easily done in online mode. So they get motivated because of the stimulus variation, etc. Then technology can also be used to support the students in their learning activities because they can save it. Suppose now I'm teaching you, I also send the PPT to your emails, so you can go through, and if you want more information, you can browse the same thing and get more information than what the teacher has said. So in that way it supports. Then easy access to global resources. Of course, this is very important because I can get the information from US or Russia or any part of the world in online education, that is without going there. And actually through simulated modes I can feel. I just give you like the how the information technology is helping. I was just joking with my friend. I know Trump had become positive, but I don't know whether my next door person has become corona positive or not. This is what's happening in the uh, in this era because the channels beam, the channels give that information that Trump has become corona positive. So I can get that information easily by sitting in my place. Whereas it may be difficult for me to know about my neighbor because I may not go out in pandemic. So like this, it looks as though, and as though we have that person next door. So we can have the information, like you may have your relatives, your teachers, your friends at various parts of the world. But since all of us are connected in one WhatsApp group, I may get to know what's happening in all the countries. For example, in our WhatsApp group, we have friends who are at US, who are at Australia, and who are at UK. So they write in the group what's happening there. We write what's happening in India. So we can have the easy access to the information over the globe. Then we'll have experiential learning through multimedia presentations. Like one of my friends, he catches the rainbow at US and how the snow is falling, etc. And he would have clicked it. So we feel as if we are there. And one of my other friends, he's a captain. So he clicks the photo and he says, see how Dubai is, maybe in the evening. So all this we can get to know when we are having the WhatsApp groups or any type of communication. Then accessible for non-traditional students. So those students who do not come to the class, then more and more students are interested in online learning. Maybe this is uh, what is the this is the information gathered through some study. Okay, then advantages of teaching online. Online teaching can allow you to experiment with techniques only available in online environment, such as threaded discussions and the bibliographies. Then provide ideas and techniques to implement in traditional courses. Online email discussions, a frequently used practice in online learning, can be incorporated into traditional course to facilitate group work. Web-based course calendars and sample papers posted in the internet with the permission of the students can easily be incorporated and uh, used in traditional course. Then global expansion and certification. Some popular online education platforms. Now, actually, I just want to add here. I think all of you know that according to National Educational Policy 2020, the institutions outside the country are permitted to enter and start their campuses in India. And very recently, Ramesh Pokhriyal was saying that already 10 institutions from US and Europe have shown interest to start their campuses in India. So you may have even the universities like Oxford, Cambridge, etc., to have their to start their campuses in India. So now we will have like Oxford, Bombay, Oxford, Bangalore, etc. So they will start their institutions in India. So we can all have the access to those foreign universities. So there is a common platform for sharing acceptance of certificate throughout the world. Then 65, how would the future be? 65% 65% post secondary institutes providing college level online courses, and I think it may become 80% in the maybe after a decade or so. Large number of schools from Western countries are participating. IIMB has tied up with EduX platform. Of course, IIMB, IIM Calcutta have started their own online classes. Then, are the students learning outcome comparable? This is a study. I think we can go through it later because it gives the data over the years. Then, what are the benefits? So, there is flexibility in time. This we have already discussed. Variation in the course module is possible. It is cheaper, low cost, comfortable learning environment. This, of course, this is not controversial. Like everybody agrees with this. Then we can continue in the profession. So we can say the two systems of education has got benefits as well as drawbacks. It cannot be told that particular system is the best, but in the season, in pandemic season, and whenever we want to meet the students who are not easily who cannot have the access, I feel online education is the best. And as the standard goes higher, like post secondary, then post graduation, for these levels online education is the best, I think. And according to our convenience, based on the suitability, we can choose either online or regular, but the present situation has forced us to use online, I think. And ICT and e-learning offers opportunity to schools and colleges, helping to break the educational barriers. Like we had the barriers of the distance, then their socioeconomic conditions, etc. And this can be broken. Like all these days, only the rich students had the access to quality education usually, but through online teaching, we can have the access to the children across all strata, poor or average or rich, and even compared to geographical barriers like city, then village or remote corner, all these barriers can be uh, got rid of through online education. And we need, of course, we need a lot of improvement, and we need to create awareness for online education, not only for students, even for teachers. Because even including me, let me tell you, I'm not that good in technology. I wasn't techno savvy. Somehow that rigidity was there earlier, but now I'm overcoming that, I'm improving, but I too still require. And of course, there are my colleagues who are elder to me, and some of them are younger to me, but still not that familiar. And I feel, friends, all of us have to make our minds, awareness should be created. We should be, even teachers, even we should be motivated. In the same way, there should be awareness created among the students. They should be motivated. They should be helped. They should be equipped with technical skills by providing the gadgets. And uh, of course, I don't want to go to the challenges because the next session is for challenges. Yes, friends. So now the session, now it's time for discussion. We were talking about whether we can have more transaction over online or blended. Friends, now you can express your opinion and also the justification for your opinion. Yes, you can
Blended,
unmute if
madam.
Good
you
morning,
want
ma'am.
to speak. Yes, good morning.
Blended. Madam, blended,
Ma'am,
madam.
0% for traditional, as you said.
Madam, blender.
That's really.
One of you at a
Blended.
time. I think it was Akhtar Banu who
Madam,
said blended.
No,
Was it
no.
it is
Akhtar
Yashoda,
Banu?
madam.
Yes,
Was that?
Madam Yashoda, please tell why you felt so.
Madam, if it is a blended, madam, at least
Huh.
we can have some we can meet, madam, at least once in a month or once in fortnight. We can meet teachers and we can discuss. So then there will not be a complete distance between a teacher and a student. If it is complete online, madam, it won't be much effective, madam. That is what I felt.
Yes, even I felt so. Then anybody else wants to speak?
Yeah, madam, in country
Madam,
like
I think.
India,
One of you at a time. Is it Umar?
yes, madam.
Yes.
Yeah, in country like India, most of
Huh.
the poor students, I mean, from rural areas,
Huh.
they prefer to go for this traditional classes because once, based on this categorization,
Huh.
they have some hostels
Huh.
and they do not have much money to spend on gadgets as well
Okay.
as the internet charges also.
Huh.
So these are certain problems that make, this online teaching a handicap.
Sir, during pandemic, sir, madam is asking, during
Yeah.
pandemic,
No,
it
no,
is
I did not
inevitable,
say
no, sir?
during pandemic. It's a general question.
Yes, madam.
General, madam. A
Yeah.
common
But of
situation.
course, in situations like pandemic, or suppose some teachers, there is some colleges do not have strength of the teachers. They may take help from other, intellectual faculty,
Huh.
good resource persons. They can take and go for online teaching. That would help the students.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, here
Hello?
after morning.
Huh.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello?
Thank you, ma'am.
Huh. Yes, yes.
Ma'am,
Hello, good morning,
Huh.
ma'am.
Good morning.
even
Ma'am,
I
I'm
agree with Dr. Umar, ma'am. In a
Yes.
country like India, especially
Huh.
traditional classroom, where I mean in public government colleges, where the enrollment is very huge. In our college, let me say the enrollment is 2,000, ma'am, in UG
Yes.
undergraduation, and more than 80% of the students are, as Umar said, they are from rural background, first generation learners. In that
Yes.
case, always face-to-face class is an ideal, what I believe. And if we talk about online, blended is always preferable, ma'am.
Yes.
That is my
Because
observation.
even for
Madam?
those first
Hello?
generation, tell me.
Hello?
Huh.
Ma'am, good morning.
Good morning.
Ma'am, this online class
Yes. Who is speaking?
is for practical students,
Huh.
for
Ramani,
practical
madam.
classes like medical students
Very
and
good.
physical educations are more of practicals.
Yes.
How do they manage this online classes, sir, for practicals?
I know, I agree with you fully. Not only medical, I feel MSc Physics, MSc Chemistry, etc., cannot be done online. But
Yes,
of
ma'am.
course, there are universities which are conducting everything online. So
Yes,
they
ma'am.
say they perform the experiments, and now pandemic is forcing us to do it. Not
Yes,
only
ma'am.
that, even B.Ed cannot be done online. You agree?
Yes, ma'am. Even BPEd and MPEd cannot be done online, ma'am.
Okay, but they cannot be done. But if it is pandemic where you are forced to, then what I can do is I will record conducting an experiment and post it, and the
Yeah, that
student,
we can do.
according to that, the student starts doing it from his or her place,
Yes,
and the
ma'am.
teacher keeps observing and then telling,
Yes,
no,
ma'am.
you do the other way, like this. We'll have to think of, see, necessity is the mother of invention,
Need of the day, madam.
and it's the need of the day. And I was asking my B.Ed colleagues, they said they finished online practical examination for B.Ed students. I was wondering how, and then they told me that the students, it's something like micro teaching. At least in micro teaching, the peer group was there, and in the online examination, the students have imagined and taught the chairs in their houses, and this was viewed by the examiners over a distance, and then they have given the marks. It
Yes,
has
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
happened.
For medical students also it is happened like that only, ma'am.
I didn't know. Oh, how in medical?
Medical student one, my son is doing medical, ma'am. He has
Yes.
done his practical class online only.
How?
Modeling, he has done modeling and he has
Oh,
taken each and every photo and is sent it to his teacher and they are given on the basis of that picture they are given mark.
but one thing, I think,
That's not.
Akhtar Banu, that could have been done in other way. Like
Uh,
your son could have gone to the laboratory. The teacher could have been in her place, and through that, uh, live video, she could have given directions. But it cannot be
um,
done on a person, live person.
yeah,
But it
yeah,
could have
yeah.
been
Lab,
done on a
lab is
dead body.
yeah.
Okay.
Lab is very expensive, and each and every student cannot access to the lab if they are online.
No, I'm not telling lab online. They could have gone to the hospital,
Yeah,
okay, and the teacher could have been in her classroom. From
yeah,
there,
yeah, yeah.
she could have given the directions to
That's
him.
Yes, ma'am. That process is very difficult, no, ma'am.
Oh,
they are also, I
Online.
mean, they are also fearing. I mean, they are also afraid of this pandemic.
Madam, it is very difficult to
Yes, yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
is it Ramani, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Tell me.
just
That's what. Yes, ma'am. Like online classes, practicals for a medical and physical education is, I said it's very difficult because we need some equipments for practical classes. Those equipments, each and every child should be offered to keep those equipments to attend the practical class. So otherwise, as you said, they should go to hospital or nearby B.Ed or a B.Ed colleges and they have to do it.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Madam,
Okay.
as you said, necessity is the mother of invention. Some innovations will take place, madam, if this continues. As you said, as necessity is the mother of invention. Suppose if this online education continues, some innovations will take place, madam, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
It has to. Necessity is
It
the
has
mother
to
of
take place.
invention.
Yes, madam.
We'll have to rise to the occasion.
Yes, madam, that's true.
Yes. Then,
Madam,
Excuse me, ma'am.
earlier,
yeah.
madam,
Yes,
earlier,
Vanaja?
that my father, mother, that time, madam, no smartphone only, madam, earlier. Now it has become a necessity, madam. Like
Yes,
that,
now
it may take
smartphone is not a luxury. It's the necessity of the
Yes,
day.
madam. Now it has become a part of our life, madam. In
Yes.
future,
Huh.
there may be some revolutions regarding this online classes and all.
Yes, it may be. Actually, we were thinking of going back, but the pandemic has made us more technical, I feel. Yes. Then others?
Ma'am, this is Vanaja, ma'am.
Yes, Vanaja, please.
Ma'am, I agree with all the field, in distance, like blended learning and all, is some sort of lacking is there in terms of practical. But when it comes to computer science, we are started by actually we can access the student's device from wherever we are through the softwares, ma'am. Like TeamViewer, we ask students to install TeamViewer or AnyDesk. There are many more softwares are there. If they install in their system and we also install in our system, and we can help the students in case if they are finding it any difficulty in their development, programming and all, we can directly access their system and we can solve the problem, ma'am. That's how we are using in computer science.
Good.
We also conducted the exam through like this itself.
Oh, good.
So this is how we manage with the practicals. So I don't think so any difficulty will be there in terms of computer science.
May I know from which field you are?
Computer science, ma'am.
Computer science. I think computer science, it's easy, no?
Yeah, it's easy. We can access their device, ma'am, wherever we are.
But teach us how to access their device to us also.
Ma'am, that's what, ma'am. If there is a software called AnyDesk. This is one sample I'm telling, ma'am. If students install AnyDesk software, it's a small software. If they install, and we also supposed to install, teachers also have to install in our system. Okay. And there will be a number, ma'am. Identification number will be there. So through that number, teachers can access student device. So we can directly, if the student is executing any program, if they struck with the error, we can directly go to their system and we can correct the errors, ma'am. And then if any difficulty, we can help, because complete device, it will be in our hand now. So whoever finding it difficult, we can help them in that way.
And we also conducted in our college exam. Final year's practical we conducted like that.
Very good, really. And Vanaja, at this juncture, of course, this is not directly connected to the classroom, but one thing I'll tell you, this can be
Yes,
used in any field, what you are telling. Because
yes,
yesterday I
if it is
was
device.
trying to use my microwave oven. So when I go to convection mode, I had to fix it at 180 degrees. But when I went to convection mode and tried to set it, it was by default taking 220 degrees. So in
Okay.
this pandemic, I don't want to call the person who repairs it. So if we have this software, I think he can have the access to my microwave
Ma'am,
oven,
okay.
and then he can see that it gets corrected, that I can set it at 180 degrees. I can't use it for baking cakes and all because
Madam,
it's
you can
Ma'am, this is
get the information from YouTube, madam, when you type the
I
problem.
tried, I
Okay,
tried,
okay,
but they say fix it at 180 degrees.
okay,
But
okay.
when it is not getting fixed at 180 degrees, if I fix it at 180 degrees, it won't work. Starts preheating only when it is set at
Okay.
220 degrees. But I'm scared to use the oven by setting it 220 degrees. So I am thinking, like, if we apply this one day software where the person from his showroom will have the access to my microwave oven, so that he can correct it,
mm,
so it can be
this
done
is going
so
to be the
that.
future, ma'am. I'm
Madam,
talking about only the computer.
No, that's what I'm telling. That's why I said it's only transfer of learning. I mean, I'm distracting little. I was thinking
Yes,
how
yes,
good
ma'am.
it would have been, because I'm not calling anybody to home because I don't want to take people inside because of
yes,
COVID problem. Otherwise, if it was so, like, I could have asked, I given access to that fellow, and he
Yes,
could have corrected and I could have used it, because
correct, ma'am.
my oven is becoming useless now with respect
Yes,
to this.
Yes,
yes.
Okay, so I was thinking how nice it would have been.
madam. I think
Like,
madam
Correct,
reports on our
correct, ma'am.
journey. I think we'll get updated.
Even medical
But
lab,
still
physics lab,
we
everything
have to
could be
start.
accessed.
they can even have
Yeah.
access to our body
Yes,
and
definitely, ma'am.
rectify all our ailments. Okay, okay,
Yes,
then.
yes, ma'am. That's all, ma'am. I
Ma'am,
just want to share
Yes,
this. That's it.
yes,
ma'am, one question.
Victoria.
So, as many of the students aspire to go to foreign countries for higher education, and it
Okay.
was discussed that our MHRD is also thinking of establishing or inviting foreign universities to come here and have their universities here. So, does it mean, madam, our Indian education system is not able to cater to the needs of the present situation in India?
Victoria, very good question. It is something like, of course, we say in Kannada, Hittalagida Maddala. Like, let me translate it for the students of other states. In Kannada, we say, even if it is a medicinal plant, if it is grown in our backyard, then it's not going to be of medicinal value. That's what we ironically say. So it's becoming like that. And you say, Victoria, can't we cater to the needs of our students? Therefore, we are inviting the foreign universities. One is that blind craze is there. The second, let me accept, if you go through the syllabus of our universities and of foreign universities, we can definitely find that maybe their content is more updated than our content. But the people who have gone there and taught, they actually say the Indian children are bright, they are fast, they are more skillful. I am not saying anything about the abilities and the skills of our Indian students, but I'm talking about the content aspects, the technical aspects. Like, in their colleges of education, they all have the devices to record their classes, because when I am teaching, I will not be knowing what I am doing. So during feedback session, they will switch on those video tapes and they will give the feedback. Okay. So to that extent, they are updated. Their content is also updated. So that way we are lagging behind. And if you look at our choice based credit system, we introduced it only about 8 or 10 years ago. Like whatever we are doing, that choice based system, and like what we are talking about, giving gradual autonomy to the private institutions to award the degrees by themselves, all these are borrowed from foreign universities, which shows that Indian system of education is, to tell you frankly, 1 or 2 decades behind the advanced countries with respect to the content and the procedure. So that way we are saying that the foreign universities will enter India. Okay, that is one thing. That is the intention of inviting. And I think all of you might have attended very few days ago. Last year we had a Fulbright scholar from US, that is Professor Shapiro, and he was telling me, he was here for 4 months, and he was telling me that most of the US people are wondering how come Indian brains are so good, especially in maths and technology. Like they are amazed at our wisdom in maths and technology. So actually they want to know what is the secret behind the Indian brains doing so well in science and mathematics. This is actually the fact, and the facts and figures show that most of the leading teachers there in those two subjects are Indians. Like whenever they come across an Indian, they grab an Indian if he or she is good in that subject. So there is no question about our wisdom, but it's only the question about getting updated, because they are more sophisticated in terms of technology, etc. So that is why we are inviting the foreign universities. And one more reason is brain drain. That is, whenever we people feel that as a mother I feel, let my son get a degree from foreign country so that he'll be employable there. He might have learnt better in India, but the foreign country prefers a student who has qualified because they believe in their institutions than our institutions. Like most of our universities, except IIM and IITs, IMBs, we are not listed. If you go by the global, one more Victoria, very important reason here, we have got the global ranking, right?
Yes, madam.
And
Yes,
we are
madam.
far behind those countries.
Even the
That
premier
indicates that.
institutions are not listed.
So only our previous institutions are listed. So that shows that we are not on par with them. Let us be frank. What what it shows is we have got very good human resources, but we are not able to harness it here because of so many local problems. Local problems.
Yes, yes, exactly, madam.
Interference
Yes,
of the
madam,
political
exactly.
system. We have got communal problems.
Correct,
We people waste our time in silly things rather than doing something constructive. We waste our time in thinking of how to destroy
correct,
one's property, one's states. Like state X is fighting against state Y. State Y thinks of how to spoil the resource of state X. Community Y thinks of how to destroy the properties of community X. X in turn thinks of, oh, they have done this to me, so let us think of how to destroy that. So I think our country people, we, the Indians, sometimes use our brain on useless things rather than on useful things. So therefore, our production is less, our destruction is becoming more. Instead of
true,
thinking
madam. Exactly, madam. Exactly,
Instead
madam.
of thinking of how to get Mahadayi water to Karnataka by looking into the convenience of both Goans and Karnataka people, we think of Karnataka people think of how to get it Goans think of how to stop it. Okay, we don't think
Correct.
from both the points of view. I mean, as Karnataka people, we should try to see that they will also get water. Why go to Karnataka and Goa? Think of my Kaveri River flowing to Bangalore without reaching many Mysoreans. So Mysoreans will feel, oh, it goes to Bangalore, so they say we should cut off that link. Bangaloreans will think of how to get it. So how to get it by avoiding Kaveri water entering Mysore city. Instead of that, we should think of let it suffice the needs of Mysoreans, then flow to Bangalore. Actually, it says Bangalore is at a higher altitude, therefore, it is unscientific to pump up water. You can pump down water easily, but you cannot pump up water so easily because it incurs expenditure. It is unscientific, it is difficult rather. So, that is the reason why I think we are lagging behind other countries. Therefore, for us, always Western is great. Therefore, we want our children to get educated. One thing is for the content sake, the second is for the employment sake. Okay, so when my son gets a degree from US institution, I think that my son can get a job there. So I'm thinking of my son's quality of life rather than the country being contributed by the son of the country. I don't think so. As a mother, I think of only my son having a quality life, and we always think the quality of life at US. Yeah, we don't think of the hurricanes they are troubled with, etc. So that is the reason I think. Uh, but anyway, we can say one thing, that they are better in content than us. Than us. Not that we are not capable, but we have not done it.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Yes. Then, so I think all of us, let us try to see that we will make our future citizens, that is our children, think only in the constructive way
Yes.
and not destructive way. It's one nation. It's not me from state X, you from state Y, she from state C. All of us are from states of India. All of us are from all taluks of all districts of Karnataka. We are all from all taluks of one district. So, like that, we have to think, and we are thinking with a divided perspective. That shouldn't happen.
Yes, madam.
Okay. So, at least now, through online,
Yes.
let us become one. We are all from India. The Indian platform rather than Andhra platform, Karnataka platform, Madhya Pradesh platform, etc. I think then we can improve. Then I think foreigners will
Correct.
look for opening. I mean, foreigners will invite India to open their campuses. That day will come. It will become the reverse. For that, we have to make up our minds. There is one joke. Sorry, I didn't want to mention, but still I want to tell. Once, at that time, Indira Gandhi was the prime minister, it seems, and Clinton for US, and for Russia, some other person. They all go to Brahma. Okay. Then one, first the Russian president will ask Brahma, when will my country become as economically stable as Japan? Brahma says after 10 years. Then the US president asks Brahma, when will my country become as stable as Japan, economically stable as Japan? Brahma says after 20 years. Then it will be the turn of our prime minister. Our prime minister asks, when will my country become as stable as Japan? Then Brahma says, not in my lifetime, because Brahma is supposed to be Ajaramara. He doesn't have
Yeah,
that
important.
means we'll never become economically stable because
So
it's
many
like the
pulling factors,
frogs
madam.
in one pan. One will pull the legs of the other. So when it is,
Yes,
but
madam.
still India is a beautiful country because it's a very nice country because there is freedom for everything, construction, destruction, everything. Okay, and we live in this very happily. Okay, we start enjoying the if there is no current also, all the shutdowns also we enjoy even if it is a natural calamity. We have got used to it. At least let us appreciate that itself. So whatever we have is the best. That's what we the Indians think. Therefore this is happening. Okay. Okay.
Compromise, madam. We compromise, madam.
We
But this
compromise
should
for
not come with,
everything.
yes, and
Uh,
this should not happen with the coming generations, madam. As teachers, we have to tell our students that.
of course
Yes,
we
madam.
will say,
Because of
but the genes, my genes are flowing in my son. Okay.
obviously, but still, madam,
Yes, yes.
we can as teachers, as we have that capacities, we can, if at all, if we can make
Okay.
our students the change makers to think out of the box and see that they can stand on par with the global competitions.
Hope so, Akhtar
No doubt
Banu.
we have pulling factors, as you tell. Yes, madam. Let us hope, because a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. That's what I tell my students, madam, and I hope
Uh,
that we have to together.
that's why no India's destiny is shaped in our classrooms. That's why Kotari Commission says that.
Correct, madam.
And let us work for it.
Correct, madam.
Let's work for it.
Correct,
Okay.
madam.
Okay. I
Sure, madam.
think
Sure,
we'll
madam.
have to
Okay,
pray
madam.
for tea.
Thank you very much, madam.
Thank you very much, madam. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yes, madam.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank
madam.
you, madam.
Thank you.
We
Thank you,
will
ma'am.
meet at 11:45.
Yes.
Okay, madam.
Okay, madam.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you. Okay, madam. Okay. Okay, madam. Thank you. Thank you.
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಹಲೋ ಸರ್ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ಮುಗಿತಾ?
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಸರ್ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಸರ್.
ಹೌದೇನೋ ಎಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಾ?
ಜಸ್ಟ್ ನೌ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್. ಹ್ಞೂ ಸರ್.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಓಕೆ 11:45 ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿ.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.